grade, I think, and they had a basketball camp here at Farmington. And I didn't want to play basketball. I hated basketball. I wanted to be a cheerleader. And so my mom told this little fib pretty much that I would be going to cheerleading camp. So she packed me in the car, and she packed my brother lunch too, and he came. I didn't ask any questions. You know, it wasn't none of my business if he wanted to be a cheerleader. Then she dropped us off at camp, and I had to stay and play basketball for 8 hours with Coach Bowden.
I remember Kenny as a young camper in her maroon strong basketball t-shirt, what she would say would be a styling haircut, coming to basketball camp as a young girl, and then advancing up the ranks to being one of the older players at camp. She always had the same shot, great sense of humor, and a smile on her face when she played.
My favorite pair of sneakers were my senior year. I had a pair of LeBron James limited edition. Only 6 were made in the whole entire world, and they were China edition. They had gold China dragons on the side, and they were red, and they were my favorite pair, and I still have them.
Sometimes, you know, even in practice, she's able to loosen up the team, whether it be a joke that she thinks funny or a joke that the entire team thinks funny.
My favorite part is the fact that I'm only 8 miles away from my house, so my family comes to every single one of my games. And also, it's kind of neat where this is where I started my basketball career, and it's also where I'm going to finish my basketball career. So in the same gym, same floor.
I think it's really the aspect of seeing her grow. Honestly, I've had a little bit more experience with Kenny in terms of the number of years that I've known her. You know, her game has changed. As a freshman, she was thrown into the starting lineup and you know, had some success, but it was a definite change from her high school experience. And to see where she came from her freshman year until where she is now, you know, she has changed her game, she's evolved her game, and most importantly, she's improved her game.
And when we go before we start the game, we always give 2-handed high fives to each other, and I always high five Holly last. I have for 3 years now, so, or else we have to start over if it doesn't happen.
You know, I would think that her teammates would say that she would be competitive. I think that her teammates would consider her to be unselfish, and you know, in terms of our goals and her goals, I think one of Kenny's goals when we met at the beginning of the season was her number one goal was to make her teammates better. And you know, coming from a senior, I think that meant a lot to me, and I think it means a lot to her. That maybe the individual goals aren't as important as the team goals, as well as making the players around her better.
One of the biggest things that I always set for myself is to make Dean's List, because we're a student athlete and student comes first, so I need to maintain our grades. And of course, when you graduate, no one's going to care if you played any sport, as long as you got your degree and you can apply it to your job.
Off the floor, you know, her growing and seeing what she wants to do after college, that you know, she set some high goals for herself, and wanting to get into the medical field after college. And I think that, you know, anytime you can find someone that's passionate about what they want to do and what they set their goals for, and aspire for the future, that Kenny's going to be able to accomplish that and still be successful at it.
My family has supported me, of course, by making me go to basketball camps, but they still I wouldn't have found basketball if they didn't open me to it. If they didn't expose me to something, then I would have never done it. I would have never done it. So it's nice to have the support, and of course I'm always coming to the games. They go to away trips. They've never missed a game since I was in the 3rd grade. So dedicated parents is what I'm going to be someday.